What do I have to declare on my French tax return?
If you don't use the right form, you might pay the wrong taxes.
Who needs to submit a French tax return?
As soon as you're a French tax resident, you have to declare all of your worldwide bank accounts. The fine for not doing it is quite huge. It's
Wow, quite a lot. Hello guys, hello everyone. Here is Ryan for French Tax Online. We are here with the CEO of French Tax Online, Géraud here. How are you?
good, thank you. What about yourself, Rayann?
I'm pretty good, pretty happy to do this video as a matter of fact. So it's kind of like all of the questions that we've had for the past few months and years, as a matter of fact, of everything that when you are a foreigner coming to France, having a business, working here, that you could be asking to French Tax Online. So to be easier, we have gathered every questions that we've had, and we are going to be trying to answer those, even though I'm pretty confident in the fact that you're going to be answer those. So if you're ready, then let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, Géraud, first question. Everything is written here. So if I'm looking here, it's because I'm just reading all of the questions. So the first one of the most asked question this year is, who needs to submit a French tax return?
Very simple, Rayann. Everyone with a French source of income or being considered as a French tax resident has to submit a French tax return, okay? You probably heard, and you know this is one of the most common question we have. You've heard about the famous 183 days rule, which is not a rule. This is a myth, a proper myth. There is no such rule, okay? So it's not because you've not spent 6 months in France that you're not a French tax resident, and the other way around, right? So it means that the criteria of number of days spent in France is one of many different criteria, right?
Okay.
Right? And you could absolutely arrive in France in November and being a French tax resident in November. In this case, you would have to submit a French tax return from November to December, because as you know, the French tax year's calendar from January to December. Once you're considered a French tax resident, you have to submit one and declare your worldwide income. And it means that it's not because you do not have a French source of income that you do not have to declare your taxes in France.
Pretty tricky. Okay. That was one of the most asked questions. So really important to ask this one. Also, what do I have to declare on my French tax return?
You have to, as soon as you are a French tax resident, you have to declare all of your worldwide income, right? Pension, dividend, interest, capital gain, everything you've made all around the world from the moment you are a French tax resident. Let's say, again, you arrive in France in November, right? You have to declare your worldwide income from November to December, right? Before then, you will not be considered a French tax resident and you don't have to declare them. And of course, you have to declare your French source of income.
Great. Thanks for this one. So also, are my foreign income always taxed in France?
There is a huge misunderstanding about that. People think that declaring something means paying taxes, which is not true, okay? Because France has signed 121 tax treaties all around the world, and these tax treaties have been made to avoid double taxation. So no, Rayann, you're probably not going to pay double taxes on your foreign income, and even though you might not pay taxes in France at all. For example, if you're a US citizen and you have a dividend or interest, they would not be taxable in France at all. You would declare them, but you would get a tax credit equal to the amount of the French taxes. So in the end, you declare something, but you do not pay French taxes on this. You might pay taxes, right? But in a worst case scenario, you will get a tax credit equal to the amount of the taxes paid in the other country.
Very clear, but still you have to declare it.
Absolutely, that's the key. Declaring is the key.
Social charges, that's kind of a huge subject here. Would you please explain me the concept?
We have a huge problem with this, actually, because in French, we have two different wording for this. And in English, you guys have one. In French, we have the prélèvements sociaux, CSG, CRDS, and we have the cotisation sociale, URSSAF, pension, blah, blah, blah. And in English, it's only about social charges. So now with the client, I'm speaking about social charges and social contributions. I don't know if it works, but it seems that my clients start to understand it. So the thing is, as I said, you might not pay income tax, but you might pay social charges. The very first question you have to wonder is, are you registered to the French Social Security? I mean, the French health system, Sécurité Sociale. If you have a social security number and a carte vitale and so on, you're probably going to pay some social charges because you are a theoretical cost to France, health-wise. And in this case, unless you have a S1 form or equivalent, then you have to start paying to the system, right? And in this case, it depends on the type of income you have, etc. I will do another video specifically on this topic, which is a bit complicated.
Also, one of the other questions that we have received a lot this year and the year before, to be honest, so is which forms do I have to submit?
The very main form of the French tax return is the form 2042. It's the main one. But then there is like an entire world of annexes around. So you've got the 2042C, 2042C Pro, 2047, 2044, the 3916, etc., etc.
Wow.
Actually, there are like tons of annexes, and depending on your situation and the type of income you want to declare, you will have to use them. Okay, if you don't use the right form, then your taxes will not be compliant, and you might pay the wrong taxes.
Very clear. Okay. When do I have to submit my tax return and how?
It depends on the place you live in, the département, actually, and then it depends on your situation. If this is your very first one in France, the date this year is the 23rd of May, okay? And if this is your first form, you have to submit it on paper. Why is that? It's because at the moment, you're not known in the French tax system. So how could they recognize you?
Yeah.
So you have to do it on paper so that they create you into the system, and then you'll be able to do it online. If this is not your first tax year, then the date are between the 26th of May until the 8th of June, depending on your département. Okay, this is online and you can do it on your impôt.gouv account or using our platform, for example.
Let's say I already have a numéro fiscal on my taxe foncière. Can I use it for income tax?
No. That's the problem, Rayann, because the French government has been very smart and they've used the same wording, numéro fiscal, for many different forms. So you can find a numéro fiscal on your taxe foncière, your taxe d'habitation, many different type of tax return. And the thing is, most people say, oh yeah, I have a tax number, a numéro fiscal on my taxe foncière. And guess what? You won't be able to use it because this is not your tax number. This is the taxe foncière tax number. So unless you have a proper tax bill, avis d'imposition sur le revenu, income tax return, you do not have a proper personal tax number.
Let's say also that I have several non-French bank accounts. What do I do with them? And do I pay taxes on them?
As soon as you're a French tax resident, you have to declare all of your worldwide bank accounts, life insurance and everything, by the way, crypto, trust, everything. Declaring does not mean paying, and the French tax office does not want to know how much money you have. They just want to know which bank account you have. So no, you won't pay taxes on them, but yes, you have to declare them. And the fine for not doing it is quite huge. It's 1,500 euros per missing bank account per year.
Wow,
yeah,
quite a lot.
Absolutely. The bill can be quite nice. So guys, be careful about it. And trust me on this one, we have a lot of people that got the fine.
Wow. So yeah, so you can we can witness that.
Absolutely.
You've witnessed that. Okay.
Yeah, many times.
Also, what happens once I submit my tax return, tax bill, payments, and everything?
So you're going to declare you submit your tax form in May, June, and then you're going to have your tax bill, avis d'imposition, in July, August, if you are registered already. If you're not, probably between September and December, the latest.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, it depends. Welcome to France. They're a bit late sometimes. Anyway. And then if you have to pay taxes, usually the amount you have to pay is split within 4 payments from September to December on the 15th of each month. So if you have to pay 4,000 euros, you're going to pay 1,000 in September, 1,000 in October, 1,000 in November, and 1,000 in December.
By the way, any advice for someone willing to do his 2025 French tax return?
Yes, please do get some help. Unless you're 100% sure about what you're going to do, or you have someone specialized in your around you, don't do it yourself. Because trust me on this one, you're going to regret it. I'm not saying never do it, but the first one is very complicated. If you're not French, if you don't understand rules, there is pretty much no way that you can do it yourself without making a mistake. And if you make a mistake, you're probably going to pay more taxes and then pay a tax lawyer to fix the mistakes. So it's not worth it.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of people here at French Tax Online that have made the mistake and that had to pay a lot more.
They pay us, and they might pay a tax lawyer to fix the issues, because then the tax office doesn't want to refund the money, etc., etc. So no, it's not worth it.
If you're in this situation, let's say that you have Géraud here and try to get some help, and might be a lot easier.
Absolutely, yeah.
And last question, pretty simple one, but still people want to know, what's the process with French Tax Online?
We have our own process online on our website, so you can check it out. This is quite simple. You're going to create an account. Once this is done, you're going to have lots of different questions. Okay, so you're going to answer the questions, probably upload some documents. Once this is done, someone, and I insist on this, a human being from my team is going to review every single piece of information you've gathered. Okay, so there is no AI, there is no automation. There is a human being between every single tax return we're doing. So if we have any question, anything we're not 110% sure about, we would ask you some questions. So yes, we might ask you some questions about something you thought was very clear, but we never send a tax return unless we are sure about it. Once we are sure and clear on every point, then we would prepare the tax return, submit it to you if you have any questions. And once everyone agrees, we would send it to the tax office by EDI electronically, or we would send it to you on PDF so that you can print it and send it by post if this is the first one.
Great. That's really reassuring. I mean, trying to be, that person that is in need of this type of, work, and that's super reassuring. So thanks a lot, Géraud, for all the answers.
Yeah.
I hope it is going to help a lot of people here.
I believe so.
I'm quite sure that. So thanks a lot, and see you guys very soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.